Hey y'all, and welcome to my vlog. My name is Erin, and this is how to organize beta readers and their feedback. The beta reader process can be a very nerve-wracking experience. If you have not watched my previous video talking about the author side of the experience, I will link that below so you can check it out. Today I'm going to be going over how I personally organize my beta readers and their feedback. Number 1, beta reader demographics. The demographics that I like to keep for my betas is their name, age, where they're from, i.e. did they find me on YouTube, did they follow me on Twitter, whatever. And then I need their email, their gender, sexuality, ethnicity, what kind of media and genres they like. I also want to know if they're a writer, what time zone they're in, and their country of residence, so I can kind of figure out when they're going to be around. When I request this information, I am very clear with my beta readers that if they're not comfortable sharing with me, they do not have to. The reason we ask for information on gender, sexuality, ethnicity, etc. is just to give us an idea of what perspective our beta readers are coming from. It also helps us make sure that we're having as diverse a group as possible based on the people who volunteer. If you're searching for betas in a specific category, make that clear in your recruitment and add that information to your demographics so that you know which of your beta readers fall into that category. I'm going to show you a few of the methods that I use specifically. I keep my demographics in a chart with 3 columns. I want their name or username to be the first thing that I see, then I have a column for whatever contact information they've given me, and the third column is for the rest of their demographics. Number 2, new beta readers. Whenever a new beta reader applies, I add their information to my demographics chart. When I'm recruiting, I make it clear when the start date is and which draft my beta readers are going to be reading. If they request to read a later version, then I will add them to a separate list. That takes us to number 3, future beta readers. If people are interested in your work, but for whatever reason are not able to be a beta reader at that time, you can collect their information and have it on hand for when you get to a later version. How much information you collect initially is kind of up to you. If you want to get all their demographics up front, you can do that, or you can simply get an email or a social media account so that when it comes time, you are able to contact them. Where this came into play for me is that with my romance series, I wanted to keep my beta readers 18 and up, and I had a few that applied that were younger than that. So what I did was I collected their emails and I kept it in a separate document so that when I get around to needing beta readers for book 2, they are most likely going to fall within the age range that I'm recruiting. I also made sure to keep a separate list of beta readers that exceeded my expectations, because those are good people to have around if you're writing a series or any future works. Number 4, chapter organization. This is where it helps to be very meticulous. So I'm going to show you what I do. You can use Excel, Google Sheets, whatever, as long as you can make a chart. Along the top, I have a column for every chapter. If you're sending in batches, you'd have for a group of chapters. Along the side, I have the beta's name or username. And what I do here is I mark the day that they received the chapter. When they come to me to give feedback, I color code the chapter based on how long it took them to get back to me. You'll have to decide for yourself what good timing is based on how much you're sending to your betas at a time. Since I was sending my betas a single chapter at a time, if they took 1 to 4 days, I'd highlight the chapter in green. If they took 5 or 6 days, it was highlighted orange. And if they took 7 days or more, it was marked in red. This allows you to really easily see if there are any betas that are consistently taking longer than expected. Typically, I would send out a quick check-in when someone enters the orange zone just to see what's up. Life can get in the way, maybe they got distracted or completely forgot about it, and a lot of them will appreciate the reminder. A chart like this will also let you very easily see which betas consistently need reminders so that you can keep on top of that. Beta readers who are in the red zone more than 3 or 4 times, especially without communicating with you what's going on, might be someone to consider dropping. You don't want them stressing themselves out or stressing you out or throwing off your timeline. If your beta readers bit off more than they can chew, it will become extremely apparent on this chart. This is also where you're able to track ghosters. You know exactly when you sent that chapter, and if they're not responding to a prompt and you haven't heard from them, it's safe to say they're probably gonna ghost. Typically, if I haven't heard from a beta reader for about 3 weeks and they haven't let me know that something detrimental is going on, I assume they're dropping out. So what I do for that is I turn all of the text to light gray so I see they're no longer involved, but I can still see how far they got and know to avoid them for future work. When someone finishes reading, I also move them to the bottom of the list because I don't have to worry about them anymore. I also do the same for ghosters, but move those below the finished readers so that they're kind of out of sight, out of mind. Number 5, feedback. I organize my beta reader feedback by chapter. I have a document for every single chapter of my manuscript, and in that document I have a list of all the chapter end questions that my betas get asked when they're finished reading. Then all you have to do is copy-paste your beta reader responses. Once you have all their feedback in there, you can go through and read it over. If you know that there are changes you want to make right away, you can highlight it so that it is very easily visible when you're coming into revisions. When I get into revisions, what I do is I will read over all of my beta reader feedback and then the chapter itself before I make any changes. With feedback arranged like this, you'll be able to see trends really easily. As you're reading through the answers, you'll definitely be able to see if beta readers are having the same issues and concerns so that you can fix them. Beta readers don't have to be scary, and you don't have to worry about keeping them organized if you follow some simple practices. This is what worked for me, and I really hope that it will be helpful for some of you. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to be notified as soon as I upload, then ring that bell. All my social media links will be in the description below. Both of my books, Olympian Confessions, Hades and Persephone, and Olympian Confessions, Hera, are available now in ebook and paperback. If you would like your manuscript critiqued by me, you can check out my critique service on my website. If you enjoyed my content, consider being part of my Patreon family, and I will see you all next week with another video. Bye! What you doing? What you doing? What's happening? Why are you crazy in your cubby? Don't fall. Ow, why are you biting me? Honey, what is happening? Ow, what you doing? The demograph. Snow! What are you doing? There's nothing there! Honey! Snowbee is having 10 million emotions.